Hi guys, my name is Akiko and I am here to talk to you about the Elvie. And I just recently purchased it and I would have to say that it is a game changer. So I want to give you a rundown of what I am going to be going over. First, I will be going over the assembly and parts, output and efficiency, noise, leakage, appearance and weight, battery life and connection, application, customer service promptness, and lastly, where to purchase it. So let's go ahead and begin. Starting off with assembly parts and cleaning. The Elvie consists of, this portion has 3 parts, and this kind of separates the breath shield and the flange. And there we go. And this pops off. This is where the suction, the flange. This right here just pops out. And there's a little plastic piece that actually makes it very easy for you to pour onto another container. And I would have to say these measurements are very accurate as well. And these are it's very easy to take apart. You just twist. And just kind of very easy to put together. So it's not cumbersome in any way to take it apart and put it back together. And all these parts are all washable and sterilizable. And actually, you can actually put it in the dishwasher as well in the top rack. Going on to output and efficiency. As far as output, I haven't had any trouble. I would have to say I do have to put it on for a longer time for me to completely empty. Currently, I use a Spectra 2. So compared to that, it takes about, I would say, 25-30 minutes to empty me out with the Spectra 2. Sorry, my newborn here wants to talk too. And with the Elvie, it takes about 35 to 40 minutes. I will have to say, I do have it on a middle setting. So it has about 6 settings. And so I have it about on the 3rd setting. So it's not too high, but it's very comfortable for at ease. I mean, I kind of sometimes forget about it. I do want you to be mindful of that. And so as far as output, the most important thing you want to keep in mind is alignment with your nipple. Everyone's nipple is different. Some face outwards, some face inwards, inversion, whatnot. So you just have to make sure that the breath shield is aligned with your nipple correctly. And there are markings on right here. If you can see, there's markings right here, and then there's markings down below. And you kind of have to align both to make sure to have optimal output. And I've been doing that, and once you start getting used to putting this on, you can actually put this on first and then kind of hold it in place, and then you can pop the Elvie in place. After you do a lot of that, you kind of figure out figure out the position a little bit more. You kind of get used to that. Also, I have noticed that if I wear too tight of a bra, like if I try to compress it, then that kind of gives me a poor output. It actually decreases. So I have it to a point where it's just kind of resting on my breast and there's really no pockets of any sort. And that gives me great output, and it completely empties me out. Now let's talk about noise. It's not silent, but it is definitely very, very quiet. But let me see if you can hear it. It's like I can barely hear it. And mind that the breast is not even on this. So it's on you, it's gonna be a lot quieter as well. Now, onto leakage. I know a lot of people have questions about leakage with the Elvie, and I know I did before I purchased it, and that was a big factor that, one of the big factors that really prevented me from either getting it or not. Leakage-wise, I have to say I only leaked once, and I was very mindful of not bending down or, bending over. So please keep that in mind. I mean, you can't really do like strenuous exercises and be acrobatic or anything like that by any means. But as long as you're in an upright position, you can be carrying your baby, you can be doing chores, whatnot, like walking around the block, walking around the house, like those are fine. One thing I will have to say is if you move around too much, it actually there's sometimes milk stains on the sensor that occurs, so you just have to kind of wipe it with alcohol wipes just to make sure everything's good, but it doesn't really mess up your machine or anything like that. So let's go on to appearance and weight. This Elvie is very light. Appearance wise, Obviously, it's not gonna look normal because, I mean, that much is gonna stick out. But I have heard that this is much less in every dimension compared to the Willow. So I will, so actually let me just show you right now. I'll just put it in just very quickly. So right here, I have it on. And this one I don't have it on, I mean, maybe side. So, no, on. And to be honest with you, if you have both of them on, a lot of people might not be able to tell. Just because they're not really focusing on your chest area. And as for you, you're more conscious of it because you know you have it on you. But a lot of times, a lot of people really don't notice. I mean, I attended a lot of parties where I put it on and no one ever says anything. It's not, their eyes really don't go to the chest area or anything like that. My husband also sometimes doesn't even know that it's on. So it's a great thing. On to battery life and connections. As far as battery life, the Elvie, I have been noticing I can probably use 100 minutes and still have a little bit of battery life left, about like 11% to 13%. You can kind of calculate how many sessions you can do with the Elvie. As far as connection, the Elvie comes with 2 micro USB cables that connect to the side portion right here. That's very, and you just pop that open and you can just pop your micro USB in here. And it comes with 2 cables and it can actually attach to, if you have a portable battery charger, you can just attach it to that and it just does fabulous, and that's what I tend to do, so you can easily travel with it and it's no problem. To fully charge, it takes about 2.5 hours. So let's go on to application. So as I was saying, as far as application, it's pretty easy to navigate through. It has sections where you can actually increase the intensity of the section, and as I said before, there's about 6 settings, and I have it about the 3rd setting, so I still have a lot more ways to go. So maybe if I increase it, I'll probably have better output, but I just choose to put it on a lower setting because it's just much more comfortable and I don't really have a problem with the time that it's on me. And it also has a section where you can play and pause, so you never really have to go into your breast to actually pause it or anything like that, again, or increase the strength of it. You do it right on your phone and it's very convenient. It also shows real-time output. Most of the time it's really not that accurate, and it might tell you that it's full when it's only really 100 milliliters, which is a little over 3 ounces that you have collected. So, you know, just have to be mindful of that. Just because it says full, you know, and you can always override and you can just play it, you know, start it again if you know that you only have like 100 or so, because the container can capture about 5 ounces, which is about 150 milliliters. So it's a pretty good amount that you can collect. Also, you can change the stimulation and expression mode, so that's very convenient. That's done again over the phone and everything. If you need a timer, it also has a timer embedded in it. It goes by increments of 5s or 5 minutes, so it's 5, 10, 15. And like I said, because of the output, it's not that accurate. You can go ahead and go in the history and you can always edit the amount of output you have had. Now let's go on to customer service promptness. So the Elvie correspond primarily through email. So I have emailed them just because I had a little issue with squeaking. There's this high-pitched squeak that kind of comes and goes with my Elvie. So I had emailed them, I would say about 4 to 5 days ago, and I still haven't found a response. So I'm gonna go ahead and submit another email and see if they do respond or not. And there is a phone number, so I might have to try to call them too, just to see what's going on. And as far as purchasing, if you want to purchase the Elvie, you can go to the Elvie website, or more convenient in the States, you can go to Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath & Beyond, or even Target to actually purchase the Elvie, and can just be shipped right to your door. So that pretty much sums up everything that you need to know about the Elvie. I know I had a lot of questions before I purchased the Elvie. I would compare it to the Willow, like what's the difference, but I kind of went on a plunge and I purchased the Elvie, and I'm very happy with the Elvie. I mean, there's a container, you don't have to purchase any bags or anything like that. It's an easy pour. Really, I haven't had any leakage problems, but as far as leakage, I will go ahead and do another video to do a leak test, and so that you can actually make a better purchase decision. So that pretty much sums up my video. Please subscribe, like my video, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I will try to answer as many questions as possible, as far as I am capable of answering. All right, well, have a great day, everyone. Let me get to her first. One moment.